What's going on, barbarians? Welcome to another video, and this time we're going to talk about the referee scandal, the FC Barcelona Negreira case. Is that what it's called? Somebody tell me how to pronounce that in the comments. But yes, because for some reason I think I play favoritism to FC Barcelona. Well, here we are. We're going to talk about the referee scandal right here. But before we actually get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification button because I'm trying to catch up with over 100 years of football history, and I'm catching up, and there are things I am learning. So people told me to keep looking at this scandal. They said, look at it, look at it, look at it. Okay, we're looking at it. We here. We about to get right into it. We ain't about to waste no time. So shout out to More Talk FCB. This is who it's from. Let's get into it.
The channel here today, guys, where we are going to be delving into the quite sensitive topic of this Barca refereeing scandal. Because over the past few days and weeks, there's been a lot of noise about this situation. I've had a lot of questions about it, understandably. But I think the really important thing, straight from the beginning here, guys, is when something like this happens, you've got to take that step back. We have to understand here all of the facts. We have to understand the entire picture.
Before we get into it, I don't know. It might sound like there might be some favoritism going on. He might not tell us everything. So if anything that he leaves out, make sure you guys correct it in the comments, okay? Correct it.
Before we then jump into an opinion on it. I think that's definitely a sentiment these days that is lost in the media, because what they want to do when...
And this is the only one that I got in English, because the rest of them were in different languages and auto-dubbed and everything. So this is the best one we can get.
Something like this happens, when a big story like this emerges, they just jump on it. They run with it as quickly as they possibly can. You're seeing big headlines about Barca. Some of them are absolute nonsense. So today, we're going to be discussing it all, the facts, what we know about this refereeing scandal. Because right now, what we know at this stage is that on Friday, the Spanish prosecutor's office have officially filed a complaint against Barcelona as a club and also several former club officials over alleged payments to a company owned by a senior refereeing official who goes by the name there of Enriquez Negreira. That is...
All right, Enriquez Negreira, that's his name. So basically, what they're saying is, this is almost like the Kawhi Leonard tree situation. It's saying that they were making payments to a company that was owned by one of the referees, and that's basically how they were paying the referees. Okay, I get it, because that's exactly what's happening with Kawhi Leonard. If people who don't know what's going on here in the NBA, there's a player Kawhi Leonard. Basically, the owner's tree company was giving him money for sponsorship or charity donation. I don't know. They basically were giving him money, saying that he was doing things for the company that he wasn't doing. Just giving him money on the side, and then now they're finding more companies do this. And I'm like, yeah, like why would you think? It's like LeBron going to Philly for the vet minimum. He's getting money somewhere else, and he's going to get money later on. He's probably not going to get it while he's in the league, because he don't want to end up in one of these scandals, but he owns like mad companies. So it's probably got something promised to him further down the line and take the league minimum, and he's still one of the top players. But this kind of thing is, I know this type of thing is frowned upon and it's illegal and all that, but yeah, this is kind of almost, I won't say the norm, but it's kind of almost like the usual. That's how they get the quote unquote incentives to come to a team, when you're like, dang, how did we get this? How did we win this? Or how did we get these certain players? There's no way that it could happen for us. Yes, there is a way, because they might own a foundation or some type of company, and they pay a little bit of extra money to make some things happen. If y'all naive to think any of this is fair, come on now. I ain't saying it's right, but this would be happening.
The man there who this entire controversy surrounds there. Payments made from Barcelona which have made their way to Negreira. As Barca are said to have made their payments to that company, totaling a reported €7 million between the years of 2001 right the way up to 2018.
So they're giving that boy $1 million a year to make sure we okay.
When the payments there came to an end. So what we have there are payments totaling around $7 million across a 17-year period.
Oh, I don't know why I read it as 2018. So they was giving him 300,000 here, whatever, for 400,000 here and everything. Wow. So they was paying him like on some salary shit.
Now, the club do indeed acknowledge that it had paid for a service which it describes there as an external technical consultant to effectively compile video reports related to professional referees at the top
Yeah, that
level.
was stupid.
So in the same way maybe that you get their full reports, you pay for reports on opposition teams, on opposition players, things that you need to look out for, things that you need to watch. What Barca are saying right now is that they feel they paid for reports specifically relating to referees. And the club right now say that is standard practice among professional clubs.
Now remember what I said. I just said that earlier. And I know some of y'all probably commented it. It was like, well, this is your team, so you feel it's okay. I know some of y'all probably already done comment something crazy, right? But like I just said, I said, yo, this is the usual. This is what they be doing. And as you see, the Barca official even said, oh, this is standard practice. I told y'all this is what teams do. I didn't even have to know about this, but I'm saying it's not right, but this is what teams do and they feel like it's standard practice. But it's like, hey, that's illegal and that's unfair, but why are you doing that? But they're saying this is standard practice. I'm trying to tell you, it happened more than you think. Now I'm trying to tell you the club is doing it. And I'm not trying to give our FC Barcelona, I'm not trying to get them out of the fray, and I'm not trying to show them any type of grace. But I'm telling you, as a person that's come from America, aka the land of corruption, we see these type of things. This is like usual mob business. This is like average. You see this growing up 24/7 on the street level. So of course they're gonna do it when there's millions and billions involved.
However, it is this part right here which I feel right now just seems to be conveniently and ever so conveniently going under the radar, because nobody seems to be even talking about this part here, because the complaint from the prosecutor's office that came yesterday, that seems to specifically target the period between 2014 to 2018. That is the real period under question, where to absolutely nobody's surprise, ex-Barca presidents Sandro Rosell and also Josep Maria Bartomeu have both been named in relation to the alleged corruption charges. So both Sandro Rosell and Bartomeu,
where did this dude from? Because this accent is crazy,
have been named publicly by the prosecutor's office with relation there to corruption. Which, like I say, if you are even the slightest bit familiar with either of these two men, Sandro Rosell, Bartomeu, you will not be surprised to hear that they're at the heart of alleged corruption. Because these are two men who have simply dragged this club's name through the mud since the very second that they arrived through its door. And yet again here, it is our club that may prove to be the victim of their actions when they were in charge as the club's presidents. And also on Friday, following the official complaint by the Spanish prosecutor's office, Barca as a club did release an official statement which firmly stated there that they will fully cooperate with the investigation. They reiterate firmly that they have never bought any referee, nor have they tried to influence any officials' decisions. That is something really important to stress here. Barca completely...
Now, usually when organizations say this, they say they're going to fully cooperate. All they're gonna do is just put mad scapegoats. And that's it. They get their scapegoats together and say, "Hey, we don't like Jim. I don't like what he said to me at the barbecue last week. Like, and we were at dinner with Mike too. So, and he didn't want to pay for his bill. All right, we're gonna put both of them together. We're gonna get them out there and say they were the ones that were doing this, whatever. That's what they usually do when they fully cooperate. They get who they don't like together, who they've been wanting to fire, and it's like, yep, that's you. I got something to do with this."
Deny any wrongdoing in terms of influencing a game. Anything like that, they say that didn't happen. And what we do have to stress, very importantly at this stage, and again, this is something that in the media seems to go under the radar, all of these claims are indeed allegations. At this point, nothing has been proven. Barca had not been proven to have undergone any wrongdoing. And despite the determination there of the media to jump...
So this article, this video that I'm watching, I guess this is from, real time reporting what had happened, because like I said, the videos that were on this, that, I kind of look at it a little bit, they were in English, and they kind of had like a bias towards the situation. Like you could tell it was made by fans, and this one didn't get through my screen because this is clearly a Barcelona fan, whatever, and he's trying to say, well, this and that, whatever. everybody kind of know the end result of what happened with this.
On this as quickly as they possibly can. I also do feel that the timing of all this is interesting, but we are going to have to wait now for the full investigation to give us the full picture. I thought it was also interesting today to see Real Madrid chiming in. Now, up until this point, Real Madrid had been very, very quiet about this refereeing situation because unlike the other clubs in La Liga, they didn't really want to bring a case against Barca. They didn't.
And this is where we have to stop the video. We have to, because now he's talking about his personal issues that he has as a fan with them folks. so when it comes to that, yeah. So the end result, well, I'm assuming so, was that, you know, people, they got caught for this, and this is what happened in 2023. And they bought the referees, used the companies to try to go buy the referees, and folks were cheating and all that. I'm assuming so. That's what happened. And somebody was like, yeah, you know, somebody gets in my comments of every single video and they tell me, look at when Barca was cheating. Look at when Barca was cheating. I'm like, what happened to the point that it made you every single video you get in my comments? Look when they were cheating. We looked. We here. Yeah. They deserve every single piece of punishment. Of course they do. They're wilding. They're wilding. And the whole buying referee thing is insane because I've never seen that in any sport as much as I've seen in this sport so far, of like how much referees are getting bought. Like, like, yo, how did they choose the integrity? Like, how do you find out the integrity? You can't. They can't. Can I think about the NFL, and now you have all these betting apps and all these gambling apps and how much money they have. Yeah, they're for sure rigging games. It'd be so obvious they're rigging games in the NFL, dog. It's insane. And how I also felt during watching the World Cup, some games looked just blatantly rigged. Just blatantly rigged. Even what we did in the U.S. with the whole Balogun situation of reversing the red card or deferring it or whatever. Even when that happened, I was like, yeah, this shit is corrupt, boy. This shit is nasty work, and it's like so obvious. I'm like, yeah, they're going to get caught for it. And all they feel is, like, oh, we're going to lose some money in relegation, but what we're going to win in the end is going to be bigger than the loss that we're going to take. That's how they look at it. It's crazy, man. I'll catch y'all today, so y'all be easy.